Continue load from a previously saved game. Yes, we will. That'll be this one. I guess this is Amane speaking, right? During these summer months, the sun rises early. It's already growing bright outside. Yep. So, yeah, Yuji agreed to having Amane wake him up, like a good girlfriend would. So I guess this is what this is about. Time is currently 4:30 AM. At this hour, even that freakishly early bird should still be asleep. Is it seriously this bright out at 4:30 in the morning? I think even, like, during the summer, I still don't think it's this bright at 4:30. As a failsafe against them already being awake, I call it a greeting, but very softly. If I were to carelessly wake him up, all my carefully laid plans would come to naught. Carefully laid, but also pretty ridiculous. I have a small sigh of my own idiocy and quietly approach the bed. Sleeping well, aren't you? Good boy. Yeah, sleeping like the dead, in fact. That's giving me deja vu. Sleeping like the dead, giving me deja vu. They're a lot alike, and even in some weird respects. Makes me want to laugh, but I gotta restrain that impulse for the moment. Okay, so did Amane also have to just watch someone die right in front of her or something? I slide into the bed, burrowing my way under with a thin blanket toward where it usually lies frozen like a hibernating bear. The tranquil morning air still has a touch of the night chill. So the mildly warm bed feels really nice, just as striking it's full of the thick, intense odor of Amane. The combination leaves me slightly dizzy. It's Yuji's smell. Unlike the familiar tropical fruit scent of Makona's body, has a sharp musk and conveys a thrilling hint of danger. Young men have intense metabolisms and sweat heavily. Objectively, there's no way their body odor could be pleasant, but abnormal as it may be, I can't help but nuzzle my nose against them and deeply inhaling a scent. But pleasant doesn't have anything to do with it. This is Kusami Yushi's scent. When I think about it that way, I feel like I could lose myself in this odor. I've often heard it said when you come to love someone, anything and everything about that person becomes appealing to you. Even if they were to start taking a shit on you. Okay, let's not think about that. Have I actually fallen in love with this man? Probably. If so, that's fine, I guess. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that I need him. Alright then, Yushi, here goes. Yeah, okay, I guess he is still sleeping. What was that sound just now? Doesn't cut it, woman. What do you think you're doing? What? Can't you tell? A night raid. I have a clear and rational rebuttal to that statement. Namely, it's currently morning. A morning raid, I guess. Your choice of words isn't the issue. I'm trying to point out it seems like a bad idea to use up all your energy before the day's even gotten started. This is just the way the girlfriends and boyfriends do things these days, you know? Come on, can't hurt, right? Think it probably can. Yeah, I'm about to weep from joy. Good thing we started dating, huh? Feels less like we're dating and more like I'm being repeatedly molested. Sakaki did give me a vague warning, but I didn't expect such an aggressive sneak attack. Sakaki-san warned you? About what? I'm assuming you said something to her about this. She told me I was being targeted yesterday. Oh, that a fact? I figured it wouldn't be anything big, but clearly I underestimated you. Caught me totally off my guard. It said that an American radar installation picked up the incoming attack on Pearl Harbor an hour in advance, but the operators negligently concluded that what they were seeing couldn't possibly be right, magnifying the eventual damage. Today I was equally lax and I paid too heavy a price. That said, since I was awake from the instant Amane entered the room and let her do as she pleased. I don't think an outraged declaration of war would be justifiable. And ridiculous as these hormone-addled antics may be, as someone who may well screw up at work one day and never come back, it's hard to get angry about such minor indignities. I knew early on that Amane had a fairly easygoing attitude towards sex. That sizable body of hers has curves in all the right places. It's an undeniable feast for the eyes of any heterosexual man. Despite her dinosaur-like proportions, she's not a rough or crude tyrannosaurus of a woman. Quite the opposite. She's highly precise, startlingly thoughtful, and an all-purpose housework machine with particular talent in the kitchen. Her personality is frank and outspoken in a good way. She tells me honestly what she's thinking, making communication mostly painless. So the courageous front sometimes gives way to timidity, when the girl gets carried away. All you have to do is deliver a brief scolding and she'll shrink in sorrow like an apologetic dog. You can practically see her tail drooping between her legs. When she looks up at me with her best puppy dog eyes and mumbles, I'm sorry, with that pathetic expression on her face, it's impossible to maintain my anger, however well justified. In the end, I can't help but mutter, alright, as long as you got the message and nod in forgiveness. The girl's talent for emotional manipulation is downright fearsome. More tofu steak. Again, I don't really play these visual novels just to hear about what the main characters are eating. Honestly, just can't wait to get to the more intense part. Like, when's Amane's route gonna get intense? Yeah, some more stuff about eating. I feel like this really is always just filler. What the heck? Where's this coming from? Don't think you can ensnare me so easily in this little honey trap of yours. I'm wise to you. Ensnare? Huh? Sorry, I don't get it. By means of her culinary persuasion, she's insidiously grabbed hold of my stomach. Not to mention that since our relationship went public, she's become even more aggressively clingy than before. On top of which, she's taken things to the next level, periodically whispering, "Free to go at any time, available upon request in my ear." At this rate, I'm seriously going to end up unable to live without this woman. If she does end up becoming an essential part of my life, what should I do about it? Premature as it may be, if I'm considering what would be best for Amane, it's probably worth thinking about the possibility of an eventual marriage. As a general rule, planning your wedding while still a student is embarrassingly naive at best. And as adolescent foolishness goes, it's right up there with confidently sending out your anguished poetry to literary journals. That said, a man owes his woman clearly defined intentions. Coasting along indecisively is the coward's way out. I do feel guilty about the prospect of creating someone who'll have to mourn my death, but if I'm serious about marrying Amane, the biggest problem isn't emotional, it's purely practical. Namely, there's my job. In my workplace, making a trivial mistake at the wrong time can mean dying in a ditch without the dignity of some anonymous stray dog hit by a car. Most of all, it's an occupation that doesn't bear explaining to others. Say Amane takes me to meet her parents. Exactly what am I supposed to tell them? I don't know. Does janitorial work or something? If I wanted to, I'm sure I could have some plausible, convenient workplace assigned to me as camouflage. That would be a betrayal of Amane and her family. In other words, I have to quit. Since my 2-year training period in America, I've already spent 2.5 years as a regular in Japan. So quit his actual job, in other words. At some point, I even rose up the ladder to acting squad leader. But there's still a good 1.5 years left in my designated field term. And even when that runs out, I won't exactly be okay, then thanks for everything, good luck out there. The collar's not coming off that easy. At best, I'll be a permanent reserve, subject to emergency call-ups whenever the company deems my presence necessary. And 10 days a year, I'll be obligated to participate in a training camp for the purpose of maintaining fitness. In short, these changes don't come off until I'm dead. My life's just full of problems. If it isn't Kazami-san, what are you doing out here? Something the matter? Oh, Sachi? No, it's nothing. Just stressing myself out with some vague anxieties about the future. Anxieties about the future? Nothing you need to be concerned about. It's only natural for young people to worry themselves over such things from time to time. I see. I believe I understand what you mean. So what are you doing out here yourself, Sachi? Lessons over already? Yes, I promised the neighborhood council I'd help out with something after school today, so I'm just heading out. Community service, is it? Very admirable. Amane-san isn't with you? Nope, I mean, it would be a little pathetic if I was constantly carrying her around like some toddler's ragged security blanket. Any plans for the next few hours? None in particular. In that case, might you be willing to join me in my task? I suppose I might be, but what would I need to do? Yes, our town's boys soccer team is a match today. We'll be supporting them. As in waving a flag around and cheering? No, it's really more of a supervisory role, I would say. We're primarily there to lay the groundwork so the children can have a safe game and to attend to any injuries that may arise. Why was that job left to Sachi in the first place? She informs me that the chairman of Mission McCabe's neighborhood council is an acquaintance of hers and passes on similar requests every once in a while. In a way, it feels like they're taking advantage of Sachi's pathologically obedient personality, which does inspire a twinge of righteous anger on my part. We can't neglect to give back to our community, and it seems the requests themselves aren't unreasonable, so I guess it doesn't quite rise to the level of unethical behavior on their part. Even so, if my assistance can slightly reduce Sachi's burden, I'll gladly lend a hand. Alright, so soccer field, children gathering. Even a few young primary schoolers still carrying their knapsacks. As the group picks up on our arrival, there's a shout of "Hey, it's Sachan," and the children crowd around us in a relaxed, familiar way. From what Sachi told me, an individual named Sasaki-san, not to be confused with Sakaki, Yumiko Sakaki, had been coaching the town's soccer team, but his chronic lumbago intensified badly a little while ago. Seems he's been hospitalized for a good month now. During that time, she's been acting as a stand-in supervisor when she has the chance. Sachi's first order of business is to blow on the whistle dangling around her neck, gathering the stragglers to us. Once the group's assembled, she begins to introduce me. Specifically, this is Kazami Yuji-san, a heartless monster of a coach here to ruthlessly beat some instruction into you. As the friendly smile I've been planning freezes halfway to my face, my expression stiffens slightly, which in turn only acts to confirm our words. The children quietly gulp in terror. Alright then, everyone, please do pay respectful attention to Mr. Kazami's lesson. And with that, Sachi turns to me and gives a short bow, then trots off toward the sideline benches, where she begins preparing the sports drinks and such. I didn't hear anything about coaching anyone, woman. But I keep my complaints to myself. I can't just back down now. Not with this group of children in their soccer uniforms standing at attention in front of me, waiting for my words with bated breath. I want you all to try and learn a few things from this match. First and foremost, the importance of adequate preparation. Somehow or other, I'm a team leader at the company, which means I've had subordinates under my command. I'm relatively experienced at giving instructions. The only way you're going to improve is through your own preparations, your own effort. Don't plan on getting better by learning from others. In the middle of a game we didn't learn this yet, won't cut it. The only path that leads to competence is the one you forge yourself. A battle is all about the number of shots you've taken. In other words, the guy who's been practicing his shooting longer and more often is the one who's going to survive. You don't make split-second decisions consciously. It's all reflexes and you get through those experience. Knowing what to do isn't enough. You need to drill it into your body. The guys who stop to think in the middle of the field are the first to die. You get the picture. I try my best to offer them some vaguely plausible instruction, but I have some serious doubts about how much actually got across to them. I mean, it would get across to me pretty well. The ball is your friend. Love your friend. Kick the stuffing out of your friend. I have no further instructions. Complete a thorough warm-up before the match begins. Kick the stuffing out of your friend. I conclude my little speech with a muddle of incoherent encouragement. For some reason, the children all shout yes sir enthusiastically. Within seconds, they begin performing energetic calisthenics routines. Kick the stuffing out of your friends. Look, Sachi, I don't remember hearing anything about coaching. You kind of sprung that on me out of nowhere, you know? I do apologize. However, I did so precisely because of my confidence in your abilities. Fine, but was the Heartless Monster bit really necessary? The kids were quivering in their cleats. Sorry about that as well, but
You see, when there's no scary person around, the children inevitably lose focus, and the number of injuries grows quite noticeably. So that's why I asked me to come along. I see. A lack of tension gives rise to a lack of caution. When you're not concentrating, you're more likely to get injured. And when there's no clear top dog around, it's easier for pointless fights to break out among the pack. So it seemed there's a need for me to assume the role of a scary person in order to keep the children attentive and appropriately cautious. In that case, there's a woman I remember all too well from who should serve as a useful point of reference. I'm referring, of course, to my master, Kusakabe Asako. A truly scary person is someone who breaks out in fits of rage or attempts to intimidate others with spasms of meaningless violence. When she was teaching me the job, Asako would most often stand by my side and watch my performance in perfect silence. Every once in a while, she'd poke my head with a stick. If I missed to the right or left, she'd jab me on the appropriate cheek. If my shot sailed high, she'd bring her stick down on the crown of my head with relish. Instead of speech, she communicated through the whip. Her little jabs are always sharp enough to make my eyes water. Honestly, it pissed me off at the time, but if I stayed focused on my task and hit my target, the stick never came my way. Most dangerous stage of learning your job isn't the beginning. It's when you start to move past the rookie mistakes and gain something resembling competence. There's a tendency to get overconfident and blunder carelessly in a big way. But even once Asako was no longer on my side, when I imagined her lurking watchfully nearby, my focus was always perfect. More often than not, human error is caused by simple carelessness. If giving the children the fierce glare from the sidelines can help eliminate that factor from this event, reducing the possibility of accidents or injuries, there's some value in my being here. The match raged on to the early evening, and the end spurred on by my glowing intentions. Mr. McCabe's team proved triumphant. On the unfortunate side of things, one boy from the opposing team tripped and fell, skinning his elbow and knee. Ouch. Unfortunately, both were minor scrapes and he was able to return to the game immediately after being treated. After the match ended, we took part in a group barbecue that's apparently a post-game tradition. By the time that was over as well, the sun had already sunk halfway below the horizon. I'm very sorry to have occupied so much of your time. Yeah, we're going on the side quest here, clearly. Not got anything else to do. Glad to be of help. Having finished cleanup of the barbecue and stowed the equipment in the storehouse next to the field, we returned the key to the town council and gave a quick report. It's already past 7. The children headed home before 6, which would mean we spent over an hour on the wrap-up. Don't even want to think about how long it would have taken Sachi by herself. I must confess, I was slightly surprised. Are you an experienced soccer player, Kazami-san? Not really. I do know the rules, but my only experience with the game would be what I picked up from PE lessons in elementary school. Is that so? Your instructions seem quite insightful. I was convinced you must have been a passionate member of the sucked community. What exactly is the sucked community supposed to be? The game is called soccer, is it not? Well, yeah, as long as you ask an American. Then its devoted fans would be the sucked, if my English is correct. You're extremely wrong, frighteningly so. Even if you aren't one of the sucked, I think your advice to the children was fully deserving of the rapt attention with which it was received. You think? For example, when the child from the opposing team tripped and injured himself. Do you remember what you told him as he began to cry at the sight of his own blood? There are only 2 times a man can cry in public, when he loses his wallet and when his mother dies. What about his father? Oh wait, you really said that to the kid? But we're talking about school children. Okay, maybe in like 10 years or so, then only 2 times a man can cry in public. Even if you cry in private, there's a severe restriction. Shed tears for others, the only thing you should be shedding for yourself is sweat, remember that? Truly powerful words. I could almost feel my heart tremble and my loins grow moist. I very nearly took out my cell phone and tweeted, "The rain in Spain falls mainly on my lady cane. Hashtag wet."
I see. To be honest, I have no idea what to say to you at this point. A message? Emails from a certain Sue Amane and the contents. Where are you? Dinner's ready, so come back quick, okay? Forgot to get in touch with Amane. Crap. No, nothing like that. Just sent the message because I didn't show up at dinner time. Wants me back on the double. It's true that I forgot to tell Amane I'd be late, but it's not like she slipped my mind entirely. In fact, since I was planning to have dinner with Amane, I spent the whole barbecue with the soccer teams grilling me instead of eating anything. Is Amane-san angry, perhaps? No, not a problem. I don't think she seems upset. I hand over my cell phone to Sachi to give her a look at Amane's message. I believe you're right. However, if Amane-san seems displeased when you return, please blame everything on me. Sachi was just too darn cute, so I couldn't help but lend a hand. It's all that criminally adorable Sachi's fault and so forth. Sachi, my friend, are you familiar with that phrase, pouring gasoline on a fire? Vaseline on a tire? An attempt to keep the rubber from drying out, perhaps? That's a bit of a stretch. This message seems to have an image attached as well. Sachi reaches her hand to the cell phone screen and scrolls down. What? And with a strange little grunt of surprise, her face instantly flushes red. What's up? Something wrong? Slightly concerned by Sachi's reaction, I pull my cell phone out of her hands and look at the screen. A truly outrageous image stares back at me. It seems I wasn't just imagining that shutter sound I thought I'd heard in the middle of Amane's morning raid. What is she thinking? Amane. Amane, my friend. What am I going to do with you? Mind explaining yourself, my good Amane-san? No, I think I understand. You figured sending this over would get me wobbling straight home with an uncomfortable bulge in my pants, yes? Hey, Sachi. What can I do for you, Kazami-san? Just a moment ago, I said I have no idea what to say to you at this point. Allow me to correct myself in retrospect. I was wrong. I've only now come to understand what it truly means to be lost for words. I'm sure that anything I say now would sound like an excuse to you. Courageously owning up to your mistake the instant it becomes apparent to you. How truly admirable. Man doesn't show his tears to others, but that doesn't mean the urge to sweat from your eyes won't well up inside you every once in a while. I managed to salvage at least a scrap of masculine pride from the situation. By resisting the desire to rush back to the door and burst into Amane's room to denounce her misdeed. Instead, I walk calmly back and pretend the email never happened. An act of restraint that allows me to maintain some meager kernel of self-respect. I guess it's now the next day. That would be a rough summary of last night's events. I was so shocked I actually said "wah" out loud. Sorry about that. That message was just supposed to be a little joke. I didn't even think about the possibility somebody else might see it. Eugene never responded and he didn't bring it up at all last night. I kinda thought he hadn't even opened it. Hey, what kind of photo was it? I wanna see too. Maybe when you're older. Much older! I mean, she's 15, isn't she? Sachin's the same age as me and you showed it to her, right? I won't stand for this. Nobody showed it to Sachan, she just happened to see it. Anyway, the answer is no. The heck's up with that? You got pretty dang full of yourself and were temporarily grabbing the position of girlfriend. If you ain't gonna show me, I'm gonna have to try it out for myself. Might want to reconsider while I still got the chance. Try it out for yourself? What are you planning to do? Squat down next to the vending machines in the hallway and wait with my mouth open for any kind to come by with some loose change in his hand. Mouth open? What? What are you saying? Squat next to the vending machine in the hallway, wait with my mouth open, only trying to come by with loose change in his hand. Loose change in his hand, mouth open, I squat down. That's really not going to work at all. Oh, you got some confidence there, Amane. Are you sure about that? Can you say it with 100% certainty? Sure I can. I see, then I guess I got no choice but to put the matter to the test. Sachin, take this. A Sharpie? What am I supposed to do with this, Maki-chan? I want you to write something on my face on the left cheek. One go, 100 yen. And on the right... What? I can do that, but this is a permanent marker, you know? No matter, come, do the deed. Hey, stop right now. What kind of sick game is that? This ain't no game, woman. Suppress the young girl's innocent curiosity, and now it's exploding in your face. This is ridiculous. Cut it out right now. Hey, can you people please keep it down? Do you have an idea what time it is? Lunch hour, I believe. Yeah, I bet it is. What about it? Why are you all staring blankly at me? I'm trying to eat here. You people shouting about all this gross crap makes that really friggin' difficult. The heck's this girl getting all worked up about? If you wanted to join in the conversation, you could have just said as much. I didn't say anything like that! I mean, who talks about this sort of stuff at lunch? How about you save it for a mixer or something when there's actually someone to float around with? I do apologize. It does seem, or indeed our discussion was rather poorly timed considering the long, thick frankfurt in your lunchbox. This here's a nice fat old sausage. Hey Amane, which is thicker, this or Oni-chan's? Let's see. Maybe I could tell if I took a few bites? Unbelievable. What is going on here? Can you people just take a cold shower or something? I mean, why isn't anyone stepping in here? Where's Yuji? Where's Yumiko? Where the heck their voices of restraint go? Oh, that's right. Sakaki-san is auditing an economics lecture at a private university in Tokyo. Kazami-san has accompanied the principal for a television interview. What? Television? What show? I'm guessing a news channel? Oh, regional commercial channel. Discussing the Japanese educational system or something of the sort. An escort? What the heck does that mean? Why should have Yushi do it? Principal Tachibana has earned a good deal of jealousy from those who feel she's too young and inexperienced to deserve her position. So I believe he's primarily acting as a bodyguard of some sorts. Let's just cross our fingers and hope we don't end up seeing a scoop about them getting it on in the dressing room. That's not going to happen. Yuji's plenty satisfied with what I'm giving him. I wonder about that. Men are pretty dang selfish creatures, you know. Oh, come on, Machina! Machina, please! Sure, he's lusting after Amane's firm young flesh, but it wouldn't surprise me if, in the least, you want a taste of Chizuki's nicely broken-in bod as well. And from time to time, you might get a hankering for some unripened fruit like me. Yeah, that's not exactly illegal, but it's highly questionable. I mean, considering Machina just acts like she's younger than 15 a lot of the time, too. Yeah, I saw the 2 H scenes in Grisaia. In Machina's route. I saw the H scenes. Nor can we deny the possibility he'll be struck by the urge to torment a certain submissive maid until she squeals like a stuck pig. Etu Sachan? Oh my god, why is the conversation heading right back down this road? Forget this. I'm gonna eat somewhere else. Don't follow me. Michiru-sama? Where are you going? Shop! Shop, she says. Shop? What if it's got something to do with the Sha River? I think not. What the heck is the Sha River anyway? The site of a fierce 2-week land battle in the Russo-Japanese War. More importantly, is it really all right to leave Michiru-sama to her own devices? She did say don't follow me after all. Are you sure about that one? That punk's definitely hiding somewhere for a little secret practice, you know? Using that sausage from her lunchbox. Oh goodness, in other words, she's off mumbling don't get the wrong idea while practicing her technique. Talk about nasty. I'm gonna have to sneak up on her later and get a photo of her dumb old face. Is this girl the spawn of Satan or what? Anyway, are you gonna show me the photo or not? I mean, come on, that's a little... I understand your reluctance, but I've heard it said that snatching away everything problematic from young people is a highly negligent approach to moral education. Kasami-san tells me that true education will always allow their people to supervise access to even the most distasteful aspects of life, while striving to explain why they're problematic. Bad educator! Bad! Okay, yeah, but it's a little embarrassing, you know? Just gonna take a gander for educational purposes, you know? I guess Sachin did see it already. Fine, you win. Just a little look, okay? Just a little. Let's see. What the hell's going on here? I guess she's licking on something or sucking on something? But it's blurred out. Yeah, so I could actually stream this on YouTube. It's blurred out. I guess just leave it up to imagination as to what that actually is in Amane's mouth. Nasty. Seriously nasty. No, it's freaking disgusting. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Given what I've seen in Makine's route, honestly, she's not really one to talk. Actually, I kind of, you know, found it mouth-wateringly delicious. That's not what I'm... Forget this, there's long enough. Give me back my cell phone. This is kind of freaking me out. Feels like Amane's leaving us far behind, you know? That's not really true, okay? I mean, you'll do stuff like this yourself someday, Makina. Don't feel like you need to rush things. Talking down to me, are you? Now you're the big expert? Who died and you made the relationship tips database? One boyfriend and you think your entire girl made flesh? You don't have to say it like that. I mean, I did snap up the only guy in this whole school. I do kind of feel bad about that, I guess. Please don't. When all is said and done, deep down none of us genuinely resent you, Amane-san. Maki-chan and I may be teasing you, but ultimately that's just our way of demonstrating we've accepted your relationship with Kazami. If Yuji said he wanted to sleep with you, what would you do? Okay, so he just said, what the heck does that mean? If I gave the okay, you'd let Yuji take your virginity? If Kazami-san absolutely insisted, I suppose I would. Makina? What? What can I do you for? What would you do if Yuji came up to you and asked you to sleep with you? Huh? I feel bad about stealing your Amane. So I'd probably ask if we could keep it on the down low. My god, I really can't take my eyes off you girls for a second. Unbelievable. Ah, jeez. Fucking. You're making me blush. Just to be perfectly clear, that was not a compliment. It's all good, you know. Oni-chan's actually a big old coward. No way is the guts to make a move on another girl now that he's got you. Plus, he's the sort of guy who lives by the golden rule. He wouldn't hurt ya. Indeed, to be perfectly honest, even if we persistently approached him, I imagine he'd say stop being a pain in the ass and brush the offer aside. You think? But Yushi's a guy, so... Amane, maybe Oni-chan's girlfriend now, but sometimes it seems like you really don't understand him that well. The guy's a friggin' Spartan, like, sex is more dangerous than any battlefield or whatever. There's no way he's gonna cheat on you. Perhaps the permanent close-up of a romantic relationship can sometimes warp your perspective on such matters. I'm feeling kind of anxious all of a sudden. What sets me apart from the other girls anyway? Something I have, but the others don't? My ginormous chest, I guess. Hold on, that's it. How'd I miss that? Somehow I think she's hit on a really friggin' stupid idea. I'll kindly leave it alone, so if you take another picture, make sure to add me to the mailing list, okay? Whoa. Hold on. Might I be a genius? She doesn't seem to be listening, Maki-chan. What a friggin' joke. Jeez. 2 hours after my classmates' supremely vulgar conversation, I returned to the school with Chizuru. Currently, I'm receiving a hospital cup of coffee in her office. Did you really even need a bodyguard today? In retrospect, I suppose your services didn't prove strictly necessary, but even so, having you as an escort was helpful from a PR perspective, let's say. You see, when you're unmarried and my age, people tend to get rather suspicious about why. It's unfortunately common for the interviews to veer away from the stated theme into more personal matters. So you want to walk into the studio with a young man in tow for the sake of your image? To be perfectly honest, I would say that might have been a good part of it, yes. Buying men just to show off like a new handbag, huh? Must be nice living at the top. Jeez, give me a break. I get plenty of that without you joining in. Here you go, coffee's done. Quite the fragrant cup of coffee. Something wrong? It's coffee, I just slurred the word a bit, okay? Why do people need to mock me at every opportunity? Maybe if you got the marbles out of your mouth, people wouldn't take you for a pushover and ask you rude questions on live television. Just a thought. I was born with these mouth marbles. I'm paying for your time today, you know? Show your employer some respect. Please do excuse my impoliteness, mistress. Goodness gracious, whatever am I to do with this young lady? True enough, my escort duty today was compensated at a fair wage, but that naturally passed through the company, meaning Ichigai, JB, and the taxman all got their cut. So my actual take-home pay amounted to a mere 2,500 yen for a full day's work. Of course, Chizuru is a friend, so the money isn't a big deal. I wouldn't have objected to doing the job for free, but as a professional, I'm contractually obligated to pick up whatever money I can for my services. The mission itself was hardly objectionable either, but after being forced into a Gaultier suit, carted off to some high-class salon to have my hair slicked down with gel, then having some trendy Fiorucci eyeglasses with fake lenses pushed on my head, I'd be damned if I'm ever going to talk to the woman like I'm our butler on top of it all. Incidentally, how much longer will you be requiring my services for this little game of house, mistress? I'd really like to get out of this crappy tie sometime soon. Oh, don't say that. I think it's a good look for you. Stick around a little longer, why don't you? I was trying to avoid saying this since it would be pretty irritating to have you think I'm whipped already, but to be honest, I want to avoid spending too much time alone with women. Goodness. I'm almost flattered you even include me in that category, but why would you be worried about that? I'm a man in a relationship somehow or other. I don't want to make Amane pointlessly anxious if I can help it. Oh, my. And here I had you down as more of a no woman's gonna tell me what to do type. After all that time playing the bad boy, you turn out to be surprisingly timid at heart. That's right, I'm a coward by nature. I think that's what kept me alive so far. Cowards have a good nose for danger, and when they catch the scent, they avoid it like the plague. The rank of hero might be nicer, but you only get through there through posthumous promotion. I'll pass for now. There are only 3 things worth sacrificing your life for. Your country, your friends, or your woman. And if you're willing to die for your woman, you damn well shouldn't go around making her unhappy. Amane reminds me of my mother in some ways. She puts up a bold front, but at heart she's pretty timid. Might act tough, but she'll fall to pieces if she tries to keep everything inside. Troublesome sort of woman, really. If you let her be for too long, she'll get cranky. If you give her too much attention, you'll just make her all the more anxious. For the moment, I'm letting her do what she pleases. Hopefully we'll get more comfortable together. But right now we're still at a kind of sounding out phase. I don't want to give her any reason to feel uneasy. Wow, you sure don't seem like you know the first thing about how to handle relationships, but you're actually thinking through this pretty carefully. Well, I can't deny I'm completely inexperienced with this sort of thing. My closest point of reference is working with a partner in a squad, so I'm approaching it more or less the same way. You're more thoughtful than you let on. Ever consider becoming a school teacher? You might be well suited for the job. I've got enough headaches as is, thanks. I chose a job I can do alone because I'm not precisely cut out for managing a group. I must say I'm a little surprised. You seem pretty darn serious about Suo-san. I'm still uncertain just how seriously I can take this relationship, but it's exactly because we're at that tentative stage where I'm not being half-assed about the details. What do you plan to do about your job? That's a big part of the uncertainty I just mentioned. So like I said, how about becoming a teacher? Working here should be quite the effective cover, don't you think? Is that a serious offer? If you take it seriously, I'll certainly consider it. I'll think about it. Not an unattractive proposal to be sure. Chizuru is well acquainted with my circumstances, so working in our school wouldn't create any awkward problems or conflicts with my main occupation. Even if I were to be suddenly called to my side job, it's perfectly possible to cancel a lecture or bring in a substitute teacher. And that training camp runs 10 days a year. It should be easy enough to fit into one of the long seasonal vacations that come with being an educator. To be honest, I can't predict how long my relationship with Amane will last. But nevertheless, some serious thought about our possible future together might be called for. Just I'm beginning to lose myself in serious contemplation of these matters. I encounter the woman in question sitting at the side of the hallway with an idiotic grin on her face. All of a sudden, it all feels ridiculous. Hey, you. Oh? Why are you sitting down in the hallway, stricken by a sudden stomachache? Nope, try again. Trying to hold in a violent urge to defecate? No? Gross. Why would you even say that? Don't tell me you've already sold yourself. I don't get you're determined to make this a fetish thing. Come on, just read the sign, okay? What? Amane's seated next to the row of vending machines, her bottom flat on the floor, her knees bent in front of her. There's a small sketchbook in her hands. When I lean over to read the words. Breasts. 100 yen. The message induces a moment of mild dizziness. Pinching the bridge of my nose, I take a deep breath, then address Amane in a carefully calm tone of voice. Yeah, that was Magana's idea, wasn't it? Look, Amane. Yes? Were you under the impression that my reaction to reading this sign would be, I don't know, something like lucky me, here goes? Huh? You're right, don't worry, it's free of charge for you, Yuji. That's not the damn problem here. Well, you don't have to shout. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to yell, but can you just stand up already? Having a conversation like this is really awkward, alright? What's wrong? You seem kind of angry. No, Amane-san, I have something to say to you. Kazami usually am not the composed, cool, and confident man you apparently think I am. To be perfectly honest, I was just moments ago worrying myself fairly seriously over my future with you, and what path I should pursue in life. In other words, I was earnestly pondering the possibility of forming a family with you. Wait, seriously? Yes, seriously, you may have misunderstood things somewhat, but this Kazami Yuji individual you've entangled yourself with has a surprisingly strong sense of responsibility. I pulled you into my life for my own selfish satisfaction, so I feel obligated to give you something more than sadness and regret. I'm not sure what to do yet, but I've been thinking it over. When the time comes, I want you to look back and think I was right to choose this man. I want you to be happy we were together. I'm reconsidering my very way of life in the hope I can make that happen. And then I get breets. Oh, you mean breasts? 100 yen in the hallway. Can you perhaps imagine what I experienced upon reading this? Allow me to express it in words. My god, am I seriously racking my brains over this ridiculous crap? I thought my legs were going to give out from under me, do you understand? Yeah. Sorry. To be honest, I'm not the good man you might have been imagining it up with, but I'm trying very hard to become something like one. And here you're giving me the casual sex machine act. Makes me feel a little ridiculous about the whole thing. Do you see where I'm coming from here? I guess I do sort of understand, but I'm trying really hard myself, you know? I mean, you're literally the only guy in this school. It's practically a harem in here, right? And here I am, nothing going for me with a slightly oversized chest. But I've somehow monopolized you? A monopoly might sound good, but basically I've just gotten my licks in first. I'm kind of uneasy, okay? I can't stop other girls from flirting with you. One of these days maybe you'll end up falling into bed with someone else and decide, hey, this girl's better after all, or something. And then I really do end up being nothing but a pathetically convenient woman, you know? Well, I guess I figure this is the one thing I have that the other girls can't match. Kinda decide I need to use every weapon at my disposal, you know? So I'm being brave and embarrassing myself like this for your sake. If you just shoot me down at this point, I don't have any other idea what else I could do. Come on, Yuji, do you hate breasts? No, can't say I do. To be honest, I love them. And it's all good, right? I'm anxious too, you know? I've never dated a guy before, and I don't have the first idea about what I need to do. I want to make use of what I have and the others don't. I see. No human action is devoid of meaning. Even tactics that seem utterly absurd are motivated by some sort of logic. I know that all too well from my time in the field, but today I got too caught up on my own worries and lost sight of that. Instead of looking at Amane's admittedly silly actions with the open mind and tolerance they deserved, I broke into an egotistical, insensitive lecture. Sorry, Amane. I'm still an immature brat sometimes. I've given this situation some careful thought, but I can only think of one thing to say. You might be a little let down by my unoriginality, but at least hear me out. Amane, I love you, alright? I really do, very much. Really? I'm not going to lie at a time like this, I mean. It'd be nice if you could trust me on that without having to ask, honestly. That makes me really happy, Yuji. Maybe you'll take this the wrong way and start up with the he totally shot me down or my prize wins and tatters crap again. But I got my prize of man too, you know? I don't mind being mocked when somebody says that guy's got nothing but breasts on the brain. If I were to let it go, I'd be tacitly agreeing that the woman I fell in love with is a worthless idiot who just happened to be blessed with a nice rack. Okay, yeah. Ignoring the whispers of society sounds very noble and all that, but I'm not going to put up with that kind of insult, even if it's coming out of your mouth. Point being, Amane, you'll be more confident than this. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Nope. Not really. Why not? Too complicated and I don't really care. There's only one thing that really matters here. You love me, right? I just told you, didn't I? Don't make me repeat myself. Yuji, are you actually embarrassed? Of course I'm embarrassed. Anybody would be. What now? Don't yank on my sleeve like that. And what's with that smirk? You're like a cocky dog demanding a walk. Come on, come on. This way, right over here, okay? Please? Hey, stop pulling. Oh. Look, you. Yuki, I love you. I'll do anything for you. Come on. How about you take those pants off? Ah, no. Sorry. Want me to do it for you? By which I mean, I'm going to do it for you, whether you like it or not. Wait, in the school? This woman's a runaway sex train. Wanna look at my titties? By which I mean you're going to look at my titties. Here we go. Barubly, aren't they? Barubly? Short for big and round and jubbly, see? Barubly. I'm not sure what jubbly's supposed to mean, but big and round I can't deny. I know, right? Come on, over here. This is completely idiotic, but I'm unable to resist. Why? You're thinking too much, Yuji. I'm okay with being your convenient woman, you know? Okay, but... Huh? I just don't get it. She's beyond casual about all this. Is this just how young people are these days? I mean, I know I've lived a life pretty well removed from the mainstream of modern society, even though it's not like I was on Mars or anything. I hadn't expected a culture shock quite this extreme. Hedonistic, playful sex using our bodies for purely sensual gratification. Perhaps such uninhibited pleasure-seeking should be indulgently tolerated as a privilege of youth. But from my perspective, it feels like something like coming home from Vietnam, only to have a hippie hurl shit on my uniform. Wait, hippies threw shit at people? Like literal shit? Like actual, like, the excrement from people's asses? Or just, like, random stuff in general? Okay, I probably don't want to think about that. But more importantly, no matter how lightly Amane may approach our relationship, I can't allow myself to be equally casual. Freedom isn't a license for irresponsibility. For that reason, I don't think I can put off this discussion any longer. Hey Amane, I need to tell you something. It's important, alright? Listen carefully. I was kind of busy making dinner. I know it won't take long. About my part-time job, my workplace that is. Oh, he can actually tell her? Oh, he's actually going to? Not something you're supposed to talk about, is it? Don't feel like you have to. But well... It's fine, JB and Sakaki-san told me I'd be happier staying in the dark anyway. And you're willing to accept that? Yep, that I am. I see. Can I get back to making dinner now? Yeah. They had shellfish from here at Chima are really cheap today. You know? I decided to give stir-fried oysters a try. You're okay with them, right? They're a favorite of mine, actually. Glad to hear it. What's wrong? Almost forgot. I have something for you, Yushi. Here you go. A stuffed dog? Of my own design and manufacture. This guy's stuffed with my hair, you know? And for some reason you've written drive carefully on it. I don't know what you do at that job of yours, you know? But it is dangerous work, right? That it is. So the lucky charm makes sense, see? I'm sorry, Amane. Nothing to be sorry for. If you come back to me safe and sound, I don't care about the rest. Alright then. Thank you, Amane. You're very welcome. You're a good woman, Amane. You know that? A hell of a good woman. Took a focused effort on my part not to start blubbering like an idiot. I guess most people would probably snicker to hear me say it. Kind of overacting over a little trinket like that, aren't you? But for me, it's more than enough. If I had to make an analogy, maybe it's something like a short letter from the homeland that reaches a ragged, dispirited soldier on the front lines. Single sheet of paper. Written by some anonymous female student as the class assignment, something that's enough to give a man courage and the determination to go on. Human beings are simple creatures at heart. As I hold Amane's amulet in my hand, a thought strikes me. A dog, huh? Told her she resembles a dog the other day. I think it's fair to say this was a considered choice. Dangerous work, yeah, that it is, no denying it. One way or another, this relationship might end up leaving her miserable. That's weighed heavily on my mind all this time. But when I accepted Amane's feelings in the form of that charm, I felt as though I received something else in the bargain, something like a home. No reason to overthink this anymore, no reason to get caught up speculating about what might go wrong. If I have a home, all I need to think about is how to keep on finding my way back to it. I'm done worrying. Oh, more lunch. Should I just skip past most of this dialogue if it's mostly just gonna be about eating? Yeah, sounds like a plan. Today we got a stew with veggies rich in beta-carotene and roots, packed full of saponin. And for the main course, grilled mackerel. Lots of calcium, good for the bones. Indeed, sounds nice. Mackerel happens to be a favorite of mine. Cooked to a nice golden brown. Believe it or not, I actually cooked this in the microwave. World's a pretty convenient place these days. Here, I'll feed you some. Say Huh? What's wrong? Go ahead. What is this? You're not even fighting back? That's kind of creepy. Are you plotting something? What do you want from me? If you're going to feed me, hurry up and get started. Waiting with my mouth hanging open makes me feel like a complete idiot. Yeah, okay then. Mackerel coming your way, open wide. Damn good. Okay, how about some vegetables next? Give me some of that boiled lotus root. Oh yeah, the lotus. Yeah, this is delicious too. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm kinda happy. No, hold on, what is this? Why are you playing along all of a sudden? I came to the realization I never had much in the way of dignity to begin with. No point acting proud. If you want to do this sort of thing, Amane, I'll go along with it. Really? It's funny though. It's almost sad to hear you say that. Are we done then? It's kind of a pain to have to ask you for every mouthful, to be honest. I'd rather eat as I please. Okay. Lucky. This mushy couple game looks like fun. Hey, Oni-chan, I want to try too. Come on, open wide. Give me an You don't get it, Makana. Dropping food into a man's mouth is a privilege reserved for his girlfriend. If you want me to eat off your chopsticks, you need to get the express written consent of Amane. Notarized in triplicate. The heck's up with that? Come on, I'm not really gonna get mad over something as minor as that. You're dangerously soft. The more you let the little things slide, the faster they pile up into a serious problem. Makana, if you want to play Sappy Lovebirds, you can do it with Sachi. Did somebody say my name? Ah, Sachi, sorry, but would you mind playing a sickeningly lovey-dovey couple with Makana? A lovey-dovey couple, is it? What exactly would that entail? Step on would be to open your mouth. Okay. There you are, Makana. Feed Sachi to your heart's content. What? A friggin' stand-in? Well, whatever. Oopsie doops. It ain't going in. It's just too big. There's no way that's gonna fit in my mouth. Good, we have ourselves a lightly erotic undercurrent. This should be acceptable. No, it really isn't. Why don't you just let her feed you anyway? Hardly a big deal. I refuse. For one thing, it's embarrassing. Is it? You seemed perfectly fine with it a minute ago. Right, but that's because you were the one feeding me, Amane. No damn way I'm going to let anyone else do something like that. Really? Look, can we just eat already? Yeah, but don't you feel a little sorry for Makina? These sorts of ground rules inevitably get relaxed with the passing of time, so it's wise to start off by making them a little on the strict side. If you're too lenient from the very beginning, you'll pay for it later. Kinda makes sense. Also, Makina's just really looking for some attention. No real need to get it from me in particular, just take a look. She certainly seems to be enjoying herself. That's called broccoli. Oh, really? It doesn't seem any different except for the color, you know? They're entirely different things, I assure you. Is that a fact? Not that I really care either way. Are you enjoying the sappy couple game? Nah, it could be better. When you get right down to it, I think I prefer being served as servant. I'll be Oni-chan now. Let's give it a shot. Amane, I need a word. What's up, Yuji? Habanero cheese curd. Amane, I need a word, and habanero cheese curd may rhyme, but the phrase does have no other logical relation whatsoever. Close enough, aren't they? Seems like a natural transition to me. A curd and a word are very different things. A few letters can change things entirely. As in the dramatic gap and efficiency between the N1KJ and the N1K2J Violet Lightning? I don't understand your comparison, Maki-chan. What? That's totally over my head as well. Something about airplanes? What's with that? All airplanes are basically the same anyway, is it? That frame of mind is exactly how people end up embarrassing themselves by confusing a P61 with a P51D, you know? Sorry about that. I'll look all this up later, okay? Acceptable. Now feed me. What do you think? Is it tasty? Indeed. Very satisfactory. A meatball next and make it snappy. One meatball coming up. Rolled these up myself, you know? My hands are still gooey from touching myself at the time. So it's quite a messy job. Here, open wide. Do you like it? Delectable work, maggot. Yuji. Don't you think it's about time we put a stop to this, with physical violence if necessary? What the hell, is that really how we appear to them? If so, I think I might have to consider a bout of borderline suicidal depression. I mean, do I really go around talking like a drill instructor with a stick up his ass? Whatever else you can say about me, I always wash my hands before I cook. Next up is fried shrimp. It's tasty right down to the tail. Very well, however chewing would be a pain in the ass, you're gonna masticate it for me, woman. Huh? Okay. Makina, what are you doing? Shoot it yet? Once you reduce it the most, hurry up and let me have it. Then open your mouth, okay? Well, do you like that? Delicious? Hey, cut it out, you two! That's way over the top! We don't do anything like that for your information! Oh, no hesitation, even when given an utterly outrageous order. Is Sachi a pro or what? Don't just sit there being impressed, help me break this up! Also, don't get impressed by something like that! Then again, pulling them apart now might only fuel the flames of their forbidden love, don't you think? I really don't. Alright, you two, that's enough. Mommy's getting angry, so the game's over. Stop playing with your food and eat it. Okay. Maybe I guess I could say I'm glad that's over. What would have even been the next step at that point anyways? Lately, I think there have been some subtle changes in the way my acquaintances approach me. My decision to stop overthinking things probably has something to do with it. You've gotten a slightly peaceful look in your face recently, you know that? Have I? Something like a combo person who's rode out a vicious storm, I suppose. You almost seem refreshed somehow. Can't say I'm particularly conscious of it. Things have changed for the better. Though I'm slightly worried you might lose your backbone entirely and make a costly mistake of your job, I suppose. Come to think of it, I've been planning to have this discussion at some point. Tell me, Sakaki, how much have you dug up? On what exactly? My employer, of course. Oh, Asahi Clean Limited Liability Corporation, or whatever it was. I did think it was a rather mysterious little company to have only a single telephone number registered, but that would be the extent of what I know about it. I don't care you know about the truth, but do me a favor and don't spread it around to the others. Wouldn't tell them, even if they asked me point blank. Don't want them thinking me some deranged conspiracy theorist. So you do know after all. I'm telling you I don't. Yeah, that's the spirit. Even if the guy who's asking seems like an ally, keep on playing dumb to the very end. You're such a troublesome man. That at least I'm conscious of. Do your best to not make Suo-san cry, yes? I don't think she could endure a repeat. What's that supposed to mean? Goodness, for some reason I seem to be rather loose-lipped today. Forget I said that if you'd be so kind. Does it have something to do with the reason Amane's at this school? Yes, it does. So, was she actually in a relationship with another guy or something? And then that went really, really sour. To the point where she had to be, like, enrolled in this school. If Amane doesn't need to know my secrets, I don't need to know hers. Even if you don't ask, I think Suo-san will tell you herself someday, although it might take some time. I don't intend to drag it out of her, but if her silence continues, she's the one who will come to suffer. Please excuse me. Really, I'm dangerously talkative today. It's your fault for looking so oddly approachable lately. Don't blame the victim. My apologies, I'll be going now. Drops hints left and right, then runs for the damn hills. What's wrong with that woman? Amane's secret. I honestly have no idea what it might be. Maybe a relationship that went really sour? Maybe some batshit crazy ex? Already decided as much nothing else matters. What if it isn't Michiru? Something wrong? What were you and Yumiko talking about just now? You were just making small talk. Stop right there. Don't get any closer. What? Okay, for one thing, I haven't taken a single step. What's the problem here? Don't give me that. I saw you whispering secretly with Yumiko. What do you think you're doing? You do know you're Amane's boyfriend now, right? That's news to me. I'm aware that Amane's my girlfriend, though. What the heck are you talking about? What's that supposed to mean? Means exactly what it sounds like. Look, what are you so angry about anyway? Listen up and listen good. You're Amane's boyfriend now. If you chat with another girl all alone in the hallway, that's cheating. I don't really follow the logic here, but wouldn't that mean I'm cheating by talking with you right now? Why do you think I'm laying down the law and keeping you at a distance? You just stay right where you are. Don't move? Look, I haven't budged at any point in this conversation. Anyway, the point is cheating is bad, evil, totally not okay. Never, ever. Tell me something, why do you keep finishing your sentences with little bursts of awkward English? Shut up, Ellie, I just had an English lesson, not that it's any of your business. What do you care anyway? For crying out loud, I can't believe you. Look, away for a second, you're off flirting with the nearest available woman. I really don't remember flirting with anyone. Here's the thing, Amane's serious about this? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't usually give a guy your virginity as part of a practical joke. There you go again. What's with that attitude? I guess from your point of view, Amane's just some innocent country girl you can play around with for a while, then toss aside when you get bored, huh? You monster. Devil! Amane's from Tokyo, I'm pretty sure. What the heck does that matter? That's not the point. I'm trying to say that Amane's way more pure and fragile than a jerk like you might think. Jeez. Can't you figure that out for yourself? God, you're so thick-headed. You're completely incomprehensible. What do you want from me, exactly? I want you to treat Amane better. You're beyond lucky to have her, you know that? She's way too good for the likes of you. True enough, I'm aware of that. I'll take good care of her. As long as you got the message. Fine. But if I see you cheating again, I won't be so merciful. You're gonna taste my flying kick to the head. Yeah, understood. But just so you know, any such action on your part may well cause me to counterattack reflexively. Allow me to apologize in advance. Hey, you don't get to counterattack. You're in the wrong in that scenario, you know? I do understand that, but I can't control my unconscious mind. Well, let's see. If it does turn out that way, I guess I'll pay your hospitalization fees. Hospitalization? Just what kind of counter are you planning to break out on me? Are you for real? I'll be as careful as possible, but I'd ask you to do the same. Don't start shrieking about cheating every time you get suspicious. Before you accuse someone of a misdeed, you need to calm down and think things over rationally. As if I didn't know that already. Forget you, jerk. This one's even worse than the last. Spits out a bunch of nonsensical accusations, then vanishes as quickly as she appeared. Annoying. To be honest, I think annoying pretty much covers it. From all accounts, the world seems to be experiencing something of a tsundere boom at the moment, but I'm deeply and sincerely glad I didn't end up with something like that for a girlfriend. Sheesh, why are there so many nosy girls hanging around me anyway? How long have you been there? Heard Michiru snarling, so I came to take a look. Do you have any idea why she was angry at me in the first place? She was probably showing some concern for me in her own way. Yeah, but I kind of felt like she was throwing a hissy fit while she was at it. Yeah, she might have been letting off some frustration as well. I mean, think about it. We started dating pretty much out of nowhere after all. Can't have been that much fun to have that news dropped on her. Maybe it was a surprise, but I don't see how us dating affects her in any way. Might be a little surprised to hear it, but the girl doesn't really dislike you. I'm not so sure about that. So from Michiru's perspective, it's annoying enough you brushed her aside, but seeing you treat the girl you chose instead badly would probably piss her off even worse. Am I treating you badly? Might not be obvious, but I'm actually trying pretty hard to be considerate of you. So in the end, Michiru just wanted to bitch at me over nothing? Let's call it a minor spat of jealousy, okay? If I was in her shoes, I'm pretty sure I'd be saying you better take good care of Michiru in the exact same way. Women are such a pain in the ass. Okay, Yuji. That's right, we're a pain in the ass, every last one of us. Speaking of which, mind if I give you a little more trouble? You're up for it, right? Spare me the unattached pronouns. I haven't had my daily bullying yet. Let's do it, okay? Please. What? Here? Wouldn't mind heading back to the dorm first, but I know. Come here, okay? What are you planning? Come on, just roll with it. I'm the one who accepted. Amane decided to be considerate of her needs, play along with her games, can't very well complain about such minor moments of selfishness. For one thing, I'm pretty sure there's more to this physical neediness than her generally aggressive personality. If my acceptance offers Amane some reassurance, some relief from her anxiety, that's enough for me. No reason for me to run my mouth. Wait, they really just did it all night? What were they doing that lasted an entire night anyways? It's past 8, you know? Let's take a bath together! Did you get Amane's permission? Amane! Hey, Amane! Jeez, what? Don't shout like that, it's getting late, you know? Can I take a bath with Oni-chan? Is it that late? Oh, so it is. Sorry, Yuji, but would you mind taking Makina for a bath today? Fine by me, but when are you planning to obey Amane? I'll take one when I'm finished. Alright, Makina, let's seize the moment. Word of warning for safety's sake. Don't play with Makina's body for your amusement in there. Of course not. What kind of person do you think I am, anyways?
よし
Acceptable response.
じゃあお風呂入ってよし
You may not take your bath,
気に入らない
Makana.
おもちゃを持っていくんじゃないわよ
Don't bring a dozen toys in there, alright? Stick to the duck.
今日はお兄ちゃんと一緒だから
Like I said, she acts pretty immature at times. Oni-chan's coming in with me today, so can I ditch the duck in favor of my I-400?
いいよ
What's that?
それ
Submarine.
今日は晩ご飯
I'm gonna play Battle of Tinian in the bath today.
まあ
That's fine, I guess. Just don't be in there all night, okay?
待ってるのよ
I wanna do chlorine gas forming in the battery room in the sauna. Just an observation, but you've been turning into something of a war freak lately. What of it? Full speed ahead. Follow my lead, Assistant Torpedo Officer. Hi, Captain. Why am I on the torpedoes anyway?
はいはい
Yeah, Banzai.
万歳
Hurry up and get going.
今日は帰る
We're Navy today. So you send us off by waving your cap, not a Banzai cheer. Amani's so freaking clueless. Well, we're dealing with an amateur. Let it slide.
というか
And when did Makina become a pro exactly?
プロになったのはいいか
Well, whatever. How far had I gotten?
どこまで手にとまずは育児
First gotta get caught up in my child rearing diary. Makina's been very cheerful and energetic lately. Probably because she started playing outside with Yuji on a regular basis. Don't know exactly what they got up to at there, but every time she comes back, sometimes she's absolutely covered in mud. As a person who has to wash her clothes, it's a little aggravating at times. But I think it's a positive change for her, so I've decided to tolerate the hassle. She's been eating more meals as well. I've been trying to keep her somewhere around 1,500 calories a day on average, but she's got a habit of snacking secretly. Need to be careful. Not only is she eating more, she's eating it faster. When the meal's something like curry where all the ingredients are mixed together, she'll go all out and drain it down like a drink. It's bad for the digestion to gulp down food that fast. Also, if she doesn't chew it and savor the taste a little, the meal won't seem as filling, and she'll get hungry faster. Need to do something about this as well. Countermeasures, try to make more meals without distinct side dishes. It takes longer for her to get the food to her mouth that way, so she'll spend more time chewing. Adjust her diet toward nutritious, easy to digest foods. Monitor her habits. These days, Makina seems to be getting stronger emotionally as well as physically. She doesn't burst into tears over little failures like opening a milk carton from the wrong end like she used to. Her view of herself is less pessimistic. She isn't wallowing in self-pity over mistakes. I think usually has a lot to do with that. Forceful way he tells you can do it if you try helps, but the confident example he provides is just as valuable. I'm convinced she really needs that sort of father figure in her life. She's gotten so much more positive and proactive thanks to Yuji that it almost feels wrong to complain, but... I gotta say, she's also been talking like a military nut lately. Her tone and vocabulary are getting stranger by the day. I mean, not saying that's a bad thing in itself, but Makina's a girl. I can't help but feel a little uneasy to see her transform into a tiny drill sergeant. Definitely something to address.
まあ育児日記はこんなところさんじゃ次は
Alright, another journal. I think I'll just leave it here for now. So the child rearing diary, that's pretty much just her observations about Makina and whatnot. And the boyfriend journal, that's like her life with Yuji. I see. Yeah, so I'll leave it here for tonight, I guess.